Good morning, and this is the Squeaky Wheel Commentary. I'm Steve Slocum, and welcome to the Williston Basin, where on virtually every gravel road, Godspeed, somewhere around 25-30 miles per hour, tops. Well, another one bit the dust rising from western North Dakota's roads.
I see the look in your eyes, I know I'm simple and plain. A country boy can't survive too many ways in your game, so you can say what you will about your helping hand. I know I'll never be more than just your dumb white trash.
It's official. Another one bites the dust rising from the western North Dakota roadscapes. It was February 21st, 2013, when the North Dakota House has once again reneged on its responsibilities to address impacts in oil country.
Love touches us all, and yes, we're black and we're white. Out here in the cut, still living side by side. So never mind what you've seen, and just forget what you heard. Another ignorant redneck, just some Hollywood words. Life in a country ghetto. Life in a country ghetto. Life in a country ghetto. Life in a country ghetto.
A new jail project in Ward County was denied an impact funding request of $5.2 million with a 16 to 77 House vote. You aren't going to believe the reason a majority party legislator gave for that denial.
No, I'm not insane. The only voice that speaks for me speaks from this clay. The boy, you ain't never take a dime from the man. Starve to death before you live by a government handout. And they call it poverty. Life in a country ghetto. Life in a country ghetto. Life in a country ghetto. Life in a country ghetto.
Even though it is usually life-threatening, we'll take a chance and back up a little bit and give you some background information. Apparently, one of the many rat hole trust funds in the state of North Dakota that has been set up could have been utilized in Ward County's case. It appears that the trust fund was at least partially set up for jail expansion grants to counties with a population of 45 to 65,000. Only Ward County fell into that category. Not only that, but there is also a stipulation from the state that any grant funds have to be matched dollar for dollar from the county receiving the grant. Ward County stepped up to the plate and passed a half-cent county sales tax to comply. The state's denial when all the criteria was met by Ward County isn't felonious, but their demeanor cannot be dismissed.
Ghetto. Life in a country 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 ghetto. Life in this country ghetto.
Now, did the state ultimately find another way to fund the jail instead of using the one it originally designed? Maybe they did, but that isn't the point. The point is, this is just another prime example of the state of North Dakota not having the backs of the people of western North Dakota. There is one back you can count on, though, and that's me. I'll be right back to wrap up. I'm back, and today's musical centerpiece, once again, J.J. Gray's Life in a Country Ghetto. So here we are again with a political subdivision, in this case Ward County, doing their due diligence, putting their skin in the game, only to find out they're dealing with a state legislature that has a long history of bobbing and weaving from their responsibilities to oil impact entities in the West. Bottom line, western North Dakotans are taking the risks, while the state is quite content in taking the rewards. Oh, and don't be telling me the state has provided enough funding to address impacts. They have provided some very expensive Band-Aids only when the wheels were falling off the infrastructure projects they finally funded. Nothing has been funded with a proactive, we-got-your-back motivation. Here's what Representative Jeff Delzer, Republican from Underwood, said supporting the denial. Almost every area in the state is going to say the same thing. If we start down this road, we better open up everything for everybody. I think Representative Delzer misses the point of impact funding. Ward County needs a new jail because of impacts from oil and gas development. It isn't like Ward County is like a jail in some non-oil producing county that just got old or outdated. Ward County's jail has been overrun by impacts. So where was our state who started all this? Sad day when it's easy for the state to open the oil well floodgates on the permits, but can't close a deal to an obvious and extremely important impact to law and order. Oh, and as a point of reference, at the beginning of last year, the North Dakota University of School Lands Trust, the targeted source of funding for Ward County's new jail, had $1.7 billion in it. You're telling me they couldn't cough up a lousy $5.2 million without any strings? I'm not buying it. You need another example of this? Okay, let's look at another bill that got shot down by the legislature in this 63rd legislative session. There was a bill, who cares about its number, that proposed an adjustment in the distance an oil well has to be from an existing residential home. The current law was that the well had to be 500 feet away. There were two options for change. One was to increase it to 750 feet, and the other was to stretch it out to 1,320 feet, or a quarter of a mile. I was all in for the quarter-mile distance and will argue using the long-time North Dakota Game and Fish law that states you can't hunt or discharge a firearm within a quarter mile of an occupied residence. Obviously, this was a law to preserve the homeowner's peace and safety, even though a 30-06 slug is just getting warmed up at about a quarter mile. Peace and quiet is one of the goals of those who choose to live in a distant and rural setting. That's not a difficult thing to understand. At a recent legislative forum, Senator Stan Leeson, who voted against the setback bill, said, "I don't know your concerns on the issue, so I rely on you to contact me and let me know your thoughts." With all due respect to Senator Leeson, I shouldn't have to ask him whether or not he believes a private residence should only be protected from the impacts, associated noise, and risks by a mere 500 feet of distance. Senator Leeson should be able to ask himself, would I like an oil well location 500 feet from my home, knowing that it would be a super pad designed for 8 to 12 wells being drilled on it? Would I enjoy the big rigs with their diesel engines screaming throughout the night? Would I enjoy the sound of pipes clanging at midnight? Would I enjoy the colorful language of roughnecks while playing with grandkids in the backyard? Would I enjoy reading on my deck while a workover rig does its thing across the coulee? I'm pretty sure Senator Leeson and other legislators could come up with these questions to themselves. I don't think they need me. I contend if they can't, then it is one more indication that the majority party in Bismarck has all the answers, and any questions are quite unnecessary. Here's the funny part. If there was a party going on with loud music across the coulee from me, disturbing my peace and quiet at 3 a.m, I could call the sheriff's department and get that party shut down. However, when it's a drilling rig creating the noise, there is no way I'm getting that shut down. So tell me, why is my peace less protected when it's an oil rig making all the noise? Once again, the state of North Dakota shows very clearly it is great for oil companies, but has little intention of having my back when it comes to my quality of life. Zero, zip, nada. This is the Squeaky Wheel Commentary, and I'm Steve Slocum. Would love to hear from you, and here's how you can rattle my cage. Email me at squeakywheelradio@yahoo.com, and let me know your thoughts. Squeaky wheels are said to get the grease, and they better. If they don't, you know what happens. The wheels eventually fall off, just like many are in the Williston Basin. Don't forget to send your legislators or our governor a squeak once in a while. Tweets are so yesterday. Until next week, same time, same place, I'll see you later.